Look at these people attentively. We've got a blonde girl with long hair, an elderly man in a weird robe, and a well-built bald guy. The ship they had been traveling on got in a storm, was badly damaged, and sank. They are the only ones who managed to escape from the ship in time, but now they all seem to be drowning. But one of them is out of danger because they aren't human. Who is it? It's the elderly man. Have you spotted those gills on his neck? His long robe must be hiding his tail. These three guys seem to be having a lot of fun. They're jumping over a small campfire. Huh, is it some kind of competition? Anyway, one of them isn't going to come out a winner. In fact, he isn't even going to survive this game. Can you figure out which of the three it is? It's this guy who's jumping the last. Have you noticed his pointed fangs? He must be a vampire. And vampires don't react to fire well, to put it mildly. Once, James invited his friends, Lucas and Oliver, to do something extreme, like jump with a parachute from a plane. His friends readily agreed. The exciting moment has come. 3, 2, 1. Oh no, one of the friends won't survive this adventure. Who is it? It's Lucas. There's a large hole in his parachute.
Oh my god!
Oliver's parachute is also damaged, but look at his hands. He must be a Spider-Man in disguise. Using this spider web and his superpowers, he'll definitely survive. But will he have enough time to save his friend? Time will show. Adam had a skiing accident and lost his memory.
God.
He is still in hospital, and 2 women came to visit him. Both of them claim to be his wife, but Adam knows that only one of them is telling the truth. But which one? Can you help Adam reunite with his true love? Adam's wife is the girl on the left. The blonde one on the right might be flaunting that large ring with a diamond, but who can say for sure it was given to her by Adam? The other girl, on the other hand, isn't wearing a ring at the moment, but there's a tan line where it used to be. Plus, she and Adam have couple tattoos on their necks. See?
Aww.
One thing Sam was afraid of most in his life was clowns. He had a panic attack every time he saw one. Once, the guy decided to organize a costume party.
Yeah.
He explicitly told his friend to avoid dressing as clowns. But when the day came, not 1, but 3 clowns appeared on his doorstep. The guy was terrified and the party was spoiled. It turned out that one of his friends, Tom, decided to play a prank on him and hired 3 professional clowns to spook his buddy. But to everyone's horror, one of the clowns turned out to be Pennywise. Can you spot this nightmarish creature? It's the clown in the middle. Have you noticed a red balloon he's holding behind his back? Get out of there, guys. Little Dorothy went to a concert with her mom and dad. But at one point, it started to rain heavily and a huge crowd started running around in search of shelter. In this chaos, the girl lost sight of her parents. She was terrified and began to cry. Luckily, the concert security spotted her and took her to a safe place. They started looking for Dorothy's parents. Soon enough, 3 couples rushed inside, claiming it was their daughter who they had lost. Dorothy was so shocked that she couldn't say a word. Security guards had to figure out who the girl's parents were on their own. But maybe you could help them. Although each of these 3 couples could potentially be Dorothy's parents, only the woman and the man on the left actually are. Do you see that baby doll the man is holding? It's exactly the same as the one Dorothy is clutching. The dolls must be a set of twins the girl took to the concert. Maria had an accident while cycling in the park. She fell to the ground and couldn't move her leg. A passerby called an ambulance. Strangely, 3 cars arrived at the same time, and 3 doctors rushed toward the young woman. But only one doctor is real. Can you figure out which one it is? Instead of a stethoscope, the doctor on the left has a live snake hanging on his neck. The doctor in the middle is wearing a baseball cap. I don't think that's part of the doctor's uniform. Only the doctor on the right looks like a real professional. For Matthew was lost in a forest. He had been wandering for hours but couldn't find the way out of the wilderness. Suddenly, he saw three paths. One was guarded by a giant black widow spider. The second path led to a giant nest of huge wasps. And the third path was guarded by a daddy long-legged spider. Which path should Matthew opt for to have a higher chance of survival? Matthew should follow the third path. There, he has nothing to worry about. Despite their rather scary appearance, daddy long-legged spiders are totally harmless and don't even have venom glands. Tim worked on a large cruise ship. One day, the captain asked him to go to the hold and get supplies. But as the man was walking down the ladder, it broke, and the man fell to the floor of the hold. He couldn't get out. Sometime later, he discovered there was a hole in the side of the ship. More and more water was getting inside through this hole. How can Tim escape this danger? He can put on one of the life jackets that are in the room and wait for the water to fill the hold. The water will lift him and he'll be able to push the door open. Jack got lost in the woods. The night was approaching. It was getting cold and dark. Suddenly, Jack saw a castle. The man rushed there, hoping to spend a peaceful night. But he was greeted by the owner of the castle. You have to answer just one question. If you win, I'll provide you with food and a warm bed, and in the morning, I'll show you the way out of the forest. But if you lose, you'll never leave my castle. Jack didn't have any other choice but to agree. So, the owner took him to a room with 4 mirrors on all 4 walls. He said, one of these mirrors reflects a fire-spitting dragon. In the second, you can see a beautiful mermaid. The third mirror will show you a terrifying vampire. And in the fourth, a unicorn will be reflected. You have to figure out which reflection isn't real, and fast. Do you think you can help Jack? The reflection of the vampire isn't real. Do you remember that vampires can't be reflected in mirrors? Chris went on a boat trip to explore marine life. While sailing, he saw a storm coming. The man needed to get out of the water immediately. There were 3 islands in front of him, but only one was safe. The first island was filled with venomous spiders. The waters around the second island were swarming with sharks. And the third island was littered with white bones. Which should Chris opt for? He should pick the second island. Sharks can't survive without water, and Chris will be fine there. Amanda was in the middle of a burning room. The only window was small and too high for the woman to reach. There was also nothing to climb or stand on. There was no rope. Neither was there a door. And still, in a matter of seconds, Amanda was outside. How was it possible? There was no door in the room. The woman just ran out through the doorway. Jeffrey was on a plane, ready to have his first parachute jump when he started to panic. Without putting on his parachute, the guy jumped out of the plane. And still, he remained absolutely unharmed. How is it possible? The plane was still on the ground.